All right. So all right, time for another knitting diary entry. I am going to be trying, just like I tried Vlogmas, hopefully with more success though, the 12 Cast-Ons of Christmas, which is a make-along that was started and is hosted by Angela of Yarn and Yarns. The basic premise is that between Christmas and the end of January, you cast on up to 12 new projects, and then you work on those throughout the year. There's no no, you have to finish them all in that year or anything. It's just cast them on, because for some people, casting on is a barrier to getting a new project started. And also it is fun to start the year with new projects that are fresh off on the needles and ready to go. So the past couple of days I have actually started going through my whips, and I'm still not done. I still have stuff that I need to go through, and I want to reorganize my yarn stash, but that's a whole other problem. But I have now enough needles, I think, to where I can actually get started. Now I kind of filmed like the intro to this, or like the first cast on, like this is what we're doing yesterday already, because I wanted to treat myself after 2 full days of rearranging, organizing stuff, and even if I'm not done, I wanted to have some kind of fun with it and treat myself. So I did cast on yesterday my first project, although it's probably going to be 1.1, and then there's going to be 1.2 and maybe also 1.3, depending on how my time works out for me. So I've got the first one started, and my plan is technically to start 12 total things, with the one caveat that we have literally just decided to postpone a make-along that I was going to take part in, a knit-along, and that was on my list, and now it's not going to be cast on until late February. And that kind of throws a wrench into the plans, but not a whole lot. I have until the end of January to figure out what I'm going to replace it with, and I think we're going to be fine. It's just going to be, I have 13 new cast-ons within the first 3 months of the year, right? It'll all be fine. It just means that I don't have everything planned out yet. Well, for my very first cast on, for the 12 casters, I plan on doing a few socks, and taking inspiration from how not only Ange of Yarn and Yarns did it last year, but also a few others. I am going to knit a couple of socks, basically, as my one item. I'm going to start first with socks for myself, but I also have 2 pairs of socks I want to knit for my brother. For myself, I'm going with the first sock set of Advent that I got in my Astrid Lindgren calendar from Kraken Yarns. It was this guy right here. I wound this and I took off the label. I think it's called Bullabun. It's the black mini with the like bronze with teal and reddish burnished red speckles. That is really nice. I'm probably gonna do a little bit of a, like, the cuff tipped in the black, and not all of the cuff in black, because I feel like black is really hard on my eyes and I want to be able to knit these also in the evening. So I'm probably gonna knit just a little bit of the cuff, and then the rest of the cuff I'm gonna knit in the main color. And these are going to be the second breakfast socks by Lindsey Fowler of Sock Witchery. So we've got that going, and then my brother asked for some socks, and he got to pick his own sock yarn. He wants them sneaker style socks, so not super tall, and I have his foot measurements as needed. So he's going to get these 2 colors. So 2 pairs of socks for him. I could probably get 2 pairs each out of these. We'll see how he likes them, and we'll have him try them on, and then we'll go based off that. But yeah, that'll be fun. And that's going to be my first cast on, and I'm going to do this today. It is the 27th of December. So I'll see y'all later. Now, I'm going to start by showing you what I did yesterday. And I cast on the first pair of socks. I mentioned I was going to cast on with the Astrid Lindgren Socks at Advent. And I have done that, and this is where we're at. Now, I've done 5 rounds of cuff in the black mini, and then I was like, that's fine. I don't need more of the black. It's late in the evening. I knit a plain round with the main skein, with the variegated, and then I knit the rest of the cuff. Also 15 rounds of cuff with the main skein, and now I'm ready to start the actual pattern. The pattern is going to be Second Breakfast by Lindsey Shank-Kirchner. I said Shank Fowler yesterday, sorry about that. It is Lindsey Shank-Kirchner. It is, she's Sock Witchery. I have just finished her stack of book socks during Advent season, so I have those ready to go as well. They are like easy to memorize patterns. They're fun to knit still, and it's not just a vanilla sock, so I feel like that's actually usually a nice what a nice thing to do to have on the needles. I know the socks that I'm going to add on for my brother are going to be vanilla socks because that's what he prefers. And they're going to be sneaker socks, so they're going to be have a relatively low leg, maybe like this much. So basically this much, and we're going to see how that all works out. But we've got this started, and I think my second cast on, well, I'm 99.9% certain my second cast on is going to be the Icelandscape Shawl by Stephen West. Give me a second. I have already wound the first 3 colors. So the Icelandscape is his hybrid knit along shawl for this year. And you can do this in either 8 colors or in 4 colors. I have opted for the 8 colors, and mine is a like volcano lava inspired kind of situation. So I'm starting with these 3 colors right here. The needles for this are already on my desk on the other side of the room. And so that can be cast on pretty much any second now. This is going to be my second cast on. And then I have, well, I guess that cardigan is now off. I have another cardigan on the list. I have a spin on the list that I want to work on, but that also depends on when it's going to arrive. Because I basically ordered the yarn during Advent season when Das Mondschaf, which is a localish dyer here, when they had a Advent calendar, and they had a sale on, as part of their Advent calendar, on their spinning fiber. So I got enough for that. I want to make the Jaunty by Andrea Mowry, because I think that is a fun, easy enough shawl to work on, and I would like to spin for something with a purpose, so that I don't have, well, sort of kind of random fiber laying around, I guess. So that is something that I would really like to work on. I have some fiber here that I could, in theory, probably apply together for the Jaunty, but I really would like to work with the fiber I had ordered specifically for it. So I'm going to hold off until maybe mid-January until I see when it's going to arrive. Technically, I got the shipping notification already, so we'll see if that goes in the mail before New Year's Eve, and we'll see what's going on there. So at least that's a good thing. And then I have a sweater. I want to finally make the love note. I have the yarn here and it's ready to go. I need to swatch for it though. So that is something I still need to do. Alas, I'm gonna go and either knit on my sock a little more or cast on. Oh, depending on how awake I am, maybe I could also just finish my gnome first. That is an Advent project. So yeah, we'll see what happens, and I'll be back later. All right. I'm not going to show myself on camera right now because it is dark and I don't want to turn all the lights on to have some kind of decent lighting going on, but my Icelandscape has been cast on and we have completed one section, or like one repeat for each color. So these are 8 colors total. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and number 8. And it's a very nice and subtle fade so far. The next part is a syncopated brioche section, and we're not doing that right now. But we've got a cast on, and I'm going to see what I'm going to touch next. Maybe I'm going to go back to my socks, or I'm going to go to my old whips. And that maybe also need to get some work. So, we'll be back later. Good morning. It is day 3 of casting on for 12 cast-ons, and today I'm going to go with the Sockhead Slouch for my daughter, actually, in this pretty colorway. This is Graffiti by Frau Wölfchen. This is a Polworth superwash, and it is really fun. Something happened with the skein as I was winding it yesterday. I have 2 balls that are roughly 46-47 grams, and then one that is 10 grams. They just came apart. I'm very confused. Alas, it is what it is, and I think 47 is most likely going to be plenty for the hat. So we're going to cast this on, and it's intended to be cast on a US 2.5 or 3 millimeter. I don't think I have any of those like not in use right now, so I'm going with a US 2. That's going to give me a slightly tighter gauge, but there's a long piece of a long stretch of ribbing that needs to be knit anyway, so this is going to be stretchy. I'm going to use the German twisted cast on as well to make it nice and stretchy, and it's for my daughter. She is tiny and her head is tiny, so US 2s are going to be fine, I'm pretty sure, and I'm just going to go and cast that on today.